Looking for a provincial park to go to this summer? Well, look no further than Pinery Provincial Park. Hey, what's up guys? This is Will from Going Awesome Places, and I'm near the front entrance to the Visitor Center at Pinery Provincial Park. Located on the banks of Lake Huron and south of Grand Bend, this is a park that's just packed with features, sites, and activities that just makes it one of the best parks to go camping in Ontario. Let's start with the check-in process.
4 nights?
I already pre-registered.
Thank you.
Do you guys have a map by chance?
Pre-registering is key, but we were surprised by the second gate at the Dunes Campground.
We don't actually need to
Line up.
line up the second time.
We saw people just sticking their receipt out. Why don't we just do that? Who are we showing?
I don't know.
To?
Just in case.
Huh?
Yeah, I think we're good.
But just to be sure, we checked with the attendant to find out what the rule really is.
Do we need to come through this every time, or just like go?
Always go through that one. Just make sure you stop at the stop sign.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, we'll do that.
This is our Dunes Area 3 Campsite 203. Arriving, we first put our permit on the post and started to unload the car. One thing that really stuck out to us at Pinery Provincial Park is just how exposed campsites are. Yes, there's a ton of tree cover for shade, but you can easily see 3 to 4 neighbors in plain sight, which isn't the best, but just how the geology of the land is. With all of our gear set up, including things around the campfire, grilling gear, tarp, hammock, and tent, this was our home for 4 nights.
I like where you're going with this. Yes. We have light.
We were pretty happy with our cozy touches and our new Napoleon portable grill. Of course, you can't forget the cleaning station and my favorite part of camping, the s'mores. For a list of all of our camping gear, make sure you check the description in the video. So what are all the available facilities for car campers? Well, let's start off with the comfort stations. For the bathrooms, there's an accessible bathroom and men's on one side, women's in the other. Here's a quick look inside of one of the bathrooms. Notice that the hand dryers are hands-free, and so is one of the sinks. There are also outlets in the bathroom if you need power in a pinch. Currently, because of COVID, showers are at half capacity, so 3 out of 6 are open at a time, but that'll eventually change. While small, they have everything that you need, and I recommend a handy day pack for showering. The exterior of the comfort stations also has outlets, and I was also quite impressed with the secondary toilet stations that have full plumbing. The campground also has very convenient water stations and walking distance disposals for garbage and fuel canisters, in addition to the central giant dump area. In the Riverside campground, you'll find 13 yurts available to book that range from basic yurts, accessible ones with ramps, and also a deluxe yurt. There's also one rustic cabin in the same area as well. If you're looking for firewood, there's a special depot in the park with a huge cache of hardwood, kindling, starter, and even ice. At the heart of Pinery is the Visitor Center. This is where you'll find more information about the park, special exhibits, a nature gift shop, amphitheater, and the start of many of their special programs. It's currently closed during the pandemic, but there's a bulletin board with more information about their secret geocaching program. And most importantly, it's the only part of the park with free Wi-Fi that only runs from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Something that you'll love about Pinery Provincial Park is that it has a full-fledged park store, so you don't need to worry if you forgot to pack something. You might see people sitting outside, but they're just plugging in for power. They say there's Wi-Fi here, but it doesn't actually work or isn't for public use. Currently, they only allow 5 people in at a time, and they have everything from souvenirs, park-branded clothes, snacks, dry food, drinks, and ice, to name a few. The only thing that they don't really have are groceries. Oh, and a tip, they have this filtered water fountain and bottle filling station, which is free to use. And connected to the Visitor Center is a restaurant that serves cafeteria-style food. The park also has a very robust and comprehensive rental shop. They have a number of different bicycles to rent for both adults and youth. You'll find tandem bikes and trailers here as well. Helmets are included. For those wanting to hit up the old Ausable channel, they have canoes, kayaks, and something called a corkle for rent here. When renting, just keep track of your time and know that the latest time you can rent is 3:45 p.m.
Awesome. And you can just show us to a staff member down at the dock and we'll be able to help you.
Something you gotta do while you're here is to explore the Old Ausable Channel by boat. You can easily rent from the shop, or you can load up your own canoe or kayak. If you're renting, the park staff is pretty awesome at helping you get set up with your included life jacket and getting on board.
And off we go canoeing.
This is a narrow channel that runs through the entire park lengthwise and features beautiful water lilies, trees flanking both sides where you'll definitely spot a ton of birds, and if you're lucky, maybe even a beaver. While pretty calm, there is a bit of a current on the river depending on the weather. And what better way to cool off than with some ice cream?
Yes, thank you. Oh, fancy.
While we're not big cyclers, Pinery was built for the bicycle with 14 kilometers of bike trail and a big part of it being the Savannah Trail that goes through a large part of the park. And even outside of the trail, the park is pretty large where it's a really great way to just get around. There are 10 hike trails to choose from. What's great here is that each trail is clearly marked and starts with an informative trail sign complete with QR code. There's plenty of parking space at each trailhead, a select few with toilets, and outfitted with bike racks.
Alright, this will be our first trail. Because of COVID, we are going one way.
These trails take you from the rare and fragile oak savanna to the Carolinian forest and coastal dune ecosystem. We did almost every single trail in the park, but you can certainly pick and choose. There's incredible biodiversity here where if you stop and look, you'll see and hear a ton. Just be careful not to touch anything because there's a ton of poison ivy here. Our favorite is the Riverside Trail and also the Wilderness Trail, which leads you to this.
Oh, you can hear the crashing of the waves. Lake Huron, here we come. Wow. This is it. Now this is a legit beach. Make sure you have a cooler in the back of your car because you never know, we might be thirsty.
Oh, and heads up, data is great by the beach and on some of the trails by the river, but terrible at the campsite. But really, the best part of Pinery Provincial Park has to be the beach. The 10-kilometer stretch of beach can be enjoyed all the way from the day use area, which goes from P1 to P9. The dog-friendly park is P1 and P2, and they have huge parking lots, toilets, and walk-in paths like this. Next to that is the Dunes Beach, and all the way on the other end is the Burley Beach by the Burley Campground. The most beautiful, in my opinion, is the Cedar Trail extension right next to Dunes Area 3, with its long boardwalk that takes you right to the viewing platform and then down to the beach and Lake Huron. So a must-do is just spending a day at the beach and soaking in the sun. And lastly, there are the epic sunsets that you can enjoy, so make sure you come back at sundown.
that's your exclusive look at Pinery Provincial Park. Even 1 week here doesn't feel like it's enough. Thanks for watching and keep going awesome places.